Getting your ass kicked 6 ways from Sunday, aren't you?
Man, it's been a hell of a week, and then tomorrow is Sophia's school picnic, and it's not a picnic. That's what they call it. It's basically like a damn carnival. They've got rides, and they've got I don't know, all kinds of different little booths for the kids, and live music, and food and drinks and alcohol, and these little gambling games for the parents. I mean, true Catholic faith fun, I guess, or something. I've never seen anything like it till I moved to St. Louis, but that's all day. Like, the parade starts at 9, fireworks at 9:30 at night. We'll be there all day. So, and then Sunday we have soccer and volleyball. So it just doesn't stop this weekend. But Monday is a holiday, and I plan to not do shit all day.
Monday's a holiday for
It's
you
a
guys.
it's a federal holiday. It's Columbus Day, Indigenous People Day, whatever they call it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a federal holiday, so no school, no work.
I bet you that's why my daughter didn't have school today.
Yeah,
She was off of school today, and I guess I didn't know why, but I bet you that was the reason.
yeah. It's like usually like a fall break type situation for Sophia. Since they do the school picnic, she had a half day yesterday, off today, off Monday, just living her best life. So
Sure.
I want in-service days and not have to go to work as often as I do. But oh well.
Do you guys get? Is it a federal holiday in the banking industry?
Yeah, Monday is. Yeah,
So you're off on Monday then too?
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm off Monday. I'm not doing
good
shit.
For you.
Yeah, we get our now 11 paid holidays. Now with Juneteenth being one, so
Sure.
11. So can't really complain. It's 2 weeks off each year, so you just don't get to pick the days. They're set for you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Could
you
be
have
worse.
the paid holidays and then your paid vacation situation. So
Yeah, I mean 4 or 5 weeks of vacation, whatever I have, plus another 2 weeks. That's pretty good.
Right.
I shouldn't be complaining, but today
Yeah.
I'm going to complain because it's just been a hell of a week. So
yeah, industry standard too has moved away from that whole 2 weeks of vacation thing. Most places now you're getting 3 to 4 weeks of vacation. That's pretty standard now. For I know when I worked at the hospital, there was an accrual rate, and then you could carry over so many. So when you start a new job, you don't take vacation right away, right? So you accrue it for your first couple of years, and then then it was always banked, right? Because then I was accruing it more than I was using it. And then when you're on salary, you're not using PTO for doctor's appointments and things
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
So you only are, and if you take a half day, you don't have to use it. You only have to use it for a full day. So there's kind of that situation too.
Yeah, I mean there's certainly give and take. I mean there's plenty of nights where I'm working till 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and then let's see, Tuesday night I didn't land till 6:30, 7 o'clock at night.
Yep.
I didn't. I landed in Baltimore Monday at 4:30 and didn't get to the hotel till 8:30. So I mean there'll be it's give and take. It's just part of it. So.
For me, I think it was once I went to salary, I was like, no more time clock. You know what I mean? I wasn't punching a time clock or punching in or punching out. And I really felt like my time was a little bit more my own. Now, like you said too, it gets away from you because if you work a long day or whatever, but there's almost always that makeup, right? Where you work a long day, but maybe you cut out early on a Friday or something like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a balance. I'm a person who probably doesn't start their day till 8:30 or 9 o'clock. But I sit at my desk and eat lunch most days,
right?
And answering emails on weekends if I have time. I mean, I don't let it cut into family time. But again, it's a balance. I mean, fortunately, I work for people who aren't micromanaging my time either, so they know that I'm going to put the work in. So we get it done.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of.
But yeah, I don't remember the last time I had a clock in or out. I've been fortunate to be on salary for probably for over 20 years. So
good for you.
Yeah, so it's been a while. But
Yeah, I think I moved to salary 13 years ago, something like that. When I became a leader in hospital administration, that's kind of when I moved to a
Sure.
salary job. And I wouldn't go back.
No.
I did when I did traveling work. I was kind of on the time clock again, and I wasn't a fan. I much prefer the salary work. To me, it's just everything's more consistent. Your paychecks are more consistent.
Sure.
Everything, and I can balance it better for me, because if I work a late night, then I'm gonna, like you said, maybe start a little bit later or whatever, and it also gives me that flexibility around your schedule, right? So there were days like last week I took my daughter to volleyball really early in the morning one time, like at 6:40, right? So I started my day earlier that day, but there are days when I don't take her to school till 8 o'clock or 8:15, so I'm really not starting my day till, like you said, till like 9 o'clock. I get home, I make some coffee, and then sit down in front of my computer, and it's 9 o'clock. So
Yep. No, I get it. It's a balance for sure.
yeah.
And then there's days where you're off work and you hop on the bike at 4:30 a.m. and you ride to Smokey Mountain Bike Week, like I did last Friday, and that was a lot of fun.
Welcome to Moto State Podcast, where we talk about motorcycles, life, and everything in between. Yeah, so how did that? So you worked that into your work week, right?
Well, no, I mean I took Friday off last week and
that's right.
rode down. But I had to be in Pennsylvania on Monday night, so I didn't even make it all the way back to St. Louis. I stopped in Nashville, flew out of Nashville to Pennsylvania, just because my flight options were better. So I did kind of work that into it. I mean, Wednesday I didn't start work till midday because I was busy riding back from Nashville to St. Louis. So, but I originally had Monday off work, and I had to cancel that PTO. So I was like, well, if I'm going to have to give up a extra long weekend, then, not a big deal. I'll just ride early Wednesday morning. So
how was, tell me about it. How was Smokey Mountain Bike Week? I
it was a blast.
I know nothing about that event. So like lay it out there for me. Lay of the land.
Yeah, it's fairly new. This is year 4. I think it's year 3. So smaller, I think the epicenter of it's probably Smoky Mountain Harley Davidson.
Okay.
Where's
that located?
So that's in Maryville, Tennessee.
Okay.
It's probably 30 minutes from the Dragon.
Okay.
So huge dealership. It used to be an old Lowe's, that kind of put it in perspective. So
okay. Wow.
Huge acreage there. The old lumber yard that was kind of like a lean-to is now an outdoor concert venue and a barbecue restaurant. And then their back parking lot's massive. And so back there you had all your vendors, or most of your vendors. So you had back there like Tab Performance, you had Memphis Shades, and probably 10 others back there. And all the most of the bike parking. And then out front, you had V-Twin Visionary, Left Lane Syndicate, and a few others out front. And that front half of their parking lot was blocked off for parking. And then they did have V-Twin Jeff had a bike show on Saturday afternoon before the big bike night at Dream Rides on Saturday night. But so, yeah, I mean, they had that there. At Smoky Mountain Harley was kind of the epicenter. They had daily guided rides, sometimes twice a day, morning and afternoon rides. You could do whatever. It's you have your vendors there and stuff going on and live music at night. Right down the street, there's Foothills Mall, and they had part of the parking lot there blocked off for more vendors, kind of a vendor area that you could go check out. And then they had quite a bit going on at Dream Rides, Tennessee, which is 5 minutes away. I mean, much smaller footprint that they have there, but Simpson was there, Speed Dealer, Original Garage, Moto, and 4 or 5 others were there. And so they had folks going on there, and they did a couple rides. Like Original Garage Moto sponsored a ride on Wednesday afternoon. I'm trying to think, or no, yeah, maybe it was Wednesday, and then one Friday as well. They had a FXR bike show on Friday afternoon as well, or Friday evening, which was really cool. Had some really dope FXRs there. They were awesome, and obviously some of the Dream Rides guys had their FXRs there, and some people that just in town for the show. But
do you have yours dialed in enough that you would have trusted it to ride it there?
yeah, I would have if I had more time. I needed to get there quickly. I needed to. I mean, and just definite more reliability that I'm aware of with my Street Glide, so I took it. But I think it would make it. I do. I just smaller tank and only a 5-speed. I needed to shit and get down there, so I took the Street Glide.
Right. Well, I don't blame you one bit. I mean, and there's a whole lot of difference. Like if you're going to travel by your FXR, you're talking probably making a route of all 2-lane highway, that kind of stuff. Right.
Yeah.
You're probably not wanting to jump on the interstate and crush miles unless you've really built out your motor and
I mean that thing
will
will do 75, 80 miles an hour, no problem. It'll cruise. I mean, it's got the bigger Andrew cams in it. And it's had some head work done to it, so it's not. I mean, it's not built out the ass, but man, it runs good. I mean, it's just that's a long ride on a 5-speed on an Evo, and I'm not afraid to do it. Again, I just didn't have a whole lot of time. I was trying to get there as early as I could Friday because I had to leave Sunday, so just trying to enjoy much of it as possible. So yeah, for me it was doing some riding. I mean, I've done most of those roads, but definitely I hopped on the Dragon and rode around, saw some family. Obviously checked in on my mom and dad and made sure they were good. Had a great opportunity to spend a little time with one of our Patreon members, Lynn, out of Knoxville. We had dinner Friday night and caught up, and he won the drawing for some stickers in the Patreon drawing a couple weeks ago. So I was able to hand deliver those, which was nice. And but yeah, I mean, it was great. I got to see like Jay with Left Lane Syndicate. I got to meet some people at Tab Performance. I got to meet the guys at Original Garage Moto, hang out with some of the guys from Dream Rides, and check out some of the bikes they're building. The folks from Simpson, Speed Dealer. I got to meet Megan from Speed Dealer. I actually bought one of their gas caps. Yeah, I mean, it was a blast. I highly recommend it. There's going to be some good live music, some good shows, bike shows. But I think the goal there is if you're going to show up, be ready to ride, because there's some beautiful rides to take in East Tennessee, and that's really that's what I like about this show. It's more of hey, come do these things if you want, but it's all geared around the great geography of and how pretty East Tennessee is and what great roads there are around there to ride. So whether you want to do the Dragon or Cheryl Highway Parkway, or ride up to Brushy Mountain State Park, there's so many different rides and directions you can go. Certainly the Dragon was busy as shit. Obviously all these motorcycles in town, people in cars. I got passed by a Corvette. It's only 2 lanes. So the Corvette, when he about lost it, passing me going into the next turn and about hit someone oncoming. It was wild. And so I didn't get to the Dragon early enough in the day that I wanted to. And so it was even busier than I expected. So
have you ridden it before?
Yeah, I'd ridden it before.
Sure.
And I always try to do it at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning because it gets busy quick.
Yeah, I think I do think that that's a little bit of a misconception too about about going to Sturgis, is that there's enough riding to be had out there that you really can avoid. You could really just go out there and ride all the places and go back to your hotel and really kind of not take in downtown Sturgis.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could be like, yeah, I went to Sturgis, and you didn't actually go to downtown Sturgis. All you did was go out there when Sturgis was happening and ride all the rides.
Yeah.
And which I would suggest to anybody, if that's what you want to do, then just don't go during the rally, because
Yeah.
all those roads are still there outside of the rally, and they're just a lot less heavily traveled outside of the rally. So,
Absolutely.
that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's, the Dragon's always busy in my experience. Obviously, a bike week, or the summertime, you get around some kind of holiday, it's going to be busy. So if you're going to do that, you want to knock that off the bucket list. Get your ass up early before the sun comes up and hit it right as the sun does come up, and you'll avoid a lot of traffic and be able to ride your ride, whatever that looks like, and hopefully not be too backed up. But it was a blast. I'll definitely go back. I'd been in town during Smokey Mountain Bike Week a couple of years ago, but didn't have my bike with me, so I was able to just see what I think Wednesday night they shut down downtown Maryville, and they park the bikes on the main street there, and they got a couple bars and restaurants that are open, and got live music and all that, and so I was able to experience that a couple years ago, but I was in a cage, so it was fun to be able to experience it on the bike. But yeah, it was great. For me, it was interesting. Like there's a lot of people that I talked to via Instagram, and I've never met before, and was able to meet a lot of those folks in person, and that was really nice. I really enjoyed that, and it's only happened maybe once before, and it happened 3 or 4 times on this trip where I had some people walk up to me and go, "Are you Banker on a Harley?" And that's just, and I was humbled and shocked and surprised, but that was a neat experience as well. But it was really cool to meet some new folks and connect with folks that I've only connected with virtually. So that was a lot of fun. And I do want to give a plug for Dream Rides. Every year they take a bike and fix it up. I think last year it was a Road King, I believe. And they get it dialed in and put some fun parts on it, and slap a really nice paint job on it. Make it a good looking and fun riding bike, whatever it might be. And this year they've got a road glide that they're going to be doing that too. And it's the giveaway is to benefit less fortunate children. And to enter this drawing, you deliver a kid's bike to Dream Rides Tennessee, and that's your entry ticket. Now, you're probably thinking, well, great, Luke, but I live 1,000 miles away. How the hell am I going to get a kid's bike to Dream Rides? It's super easy. You just order it on Amazon and have it delivered to them.
Oh, shit. I didn't think about that. There you go.
And don't make the mistake I made last year where you forget to change your address back to your home address. So when I ordered my cousin Eddie Christmas outfit, it got delivered to Dream Rides. And so Matt over there is probably going to be wearing that this year, and for some social media posts. So look for that and know that that was my Christmas present last year to him. was a cousin Eddie outfit, because I forgot to change my damn address back to my home address. But yeah, look, we'll get some. Matt's going to send me some information on that. We'll get it posted to our socials and maybe throw it up on YouTube as well. But you can order a bike and get entered to win a really cool road glide from them that they're gonna build out, put a fun motor in. Sounds like I think SNS is donating a motor for it. OG Moto's donating all kinds of fun parts. I think Legends is gonna donate suspension. So it's gonna be a cool bike, and just for as simple as buying a kid's bike that you could potentially write off on your taxes. So hey, it's a win-win anyway. But yeah, fun time, Smokey Mountain Bike Week. If y'all have not done that before, check it out. It's a little slower midweek, but the weekend, especially that second weekend, is a blast. And that last night at Dream Rides, they did a bike night, and toward the end of the night, every time the police pulled away, 2 guys on a Dyna jumped out in the middle of Highway 411 and did all kinds of fun stunts until they came back. Until the police came back, and then they ended everything with numerous burnouts until tires popped. It was a really good time, and had some fun giveaways as well. Also Buell was there, so I finally saw the Super Cruiser in person. It's still ugly. It's fucking ugly.
It's tall, isn't it? When
It
you
is
see it
tall.
in person, it's a
It's
tall
tall.
bike. Yeah.
That radiator just doesn't do it for me. It just looks terrible on the front.
I think it's a very. I mean, I don't hate it because I also didn't really hate the Indian FTR either. But to me, when I look at it, I see like a naked sport bike. I see a obviously it has, you could tell that it has some FXR DNA, right? Because
Sure.
the same designer
Right.
designed the FXR. If anybody doesn't know that Mr. Buell was deeply involved in
Instrumental.
yeah, instrumental in the design of the FXR. And so it has that DNA to it, but when you look at it, when you get up close to it, all the components remind me of a
Sport bike.
like the sport bike culture, kind of. You know what I mean? The hand grips, the hand controls, the bars.
Even the
is
guy from
very-
Buell said this is a sport bike dressed up as a cruiser.
Yeah.
I mean, it and everybody I talked to that rode it said it rode. I mean, it was fast as shit. Like it rode really well. One guy popped out Saturday night on it and did a quick burnout in front of Dream Rides, and then got pulled over. So that was not like getting pulled over on the test ride bike, but it was fun.
Right.
I'll tell you one thing that happened, which was pretty crazy, and I feel really bad for the vendors at Smokey Mountain Harley. So I rolled in there on Saturday, 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30, somewhere around there. Call it early mid-afternoon. And I pull in, and they have police directing traffic and all that, which I get. But it seemed like to me like it was a really heavy police presence, like a lot. And then I look over, and the armored SWAT vehicle is parked there. And I was like, well, maybe that's just for show.
Oh, boy.
Maybe,
Okay.
whatever, bringing it out for bike night or for the motorcycle thing. And I get off my bike, and I'm just putting my hat on, and I got a story about my hat too. Put my hat on and, put sunglasses on and look around. The guy walks by me, and he's plain clothes with his vest on, with his bulletproof vest, tack vest, and DEA. Or no, ATF. And I was like,
oh, shit. Okay.
what? When did they start doing secondary? That seems a little extreme. So it turns out that I timed it perfect. When I got there, they were letting people in. They had let people in the morning, and then for about a 3-hour window-ish, they weren't letting anybody in because supposedly 2 of the 1% gangs, motorcycle gangs, clubs, were
shall remain unnamed. We don't. Yeah, we're not going to name them. They shall remain unnamed.
Whoever, and they were supposed. The rumor was that they were going to meet at Smoky Mountain Harley Davidson and get after it. And so they put the place on lockdown. Whoever was there is good, and they could leave, but they weren't letting anyone else in. So these poor vendors went 3 hours with
no one,
next to no one. Because when I pulled in, I was like, man, where the hell is everyone? It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This place should be packed, and it wasn't. Now, within an hour, it was packed, but they had live music starting at like 6 or 6:30. And after that, no one's buying anything anyway. So I felt really bad for the vendors there. Like that's a big chunk of time, probably prime time as well.
Right.
On that last day of it, on a Saturday.
Right.
They missed out. So that was pretty wild. It was interesting.
So explain something to me, because every event is different. So you're calling it Smoky Mountain Bike Week. Is it from like a Monday to a Sunday? Is it a full week of time, or what?
I think
what's the time frame?
Friday to the following Saturday, or Saturday to Saturday. So it's a
Saturday
full
to
week.
Saturday. So it actually started the previous Saturday, and you went the last weekend of the event.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled out I rolled in there early Friday afternoon.
Did you get any sense of, because this is the way Sturgis is Sturgis is over the course of 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
The first 5 days of Sturgis are the busiest. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, they're the busiest, right? Mm-hmm. And it used to be that all the good concerts were in those first couple days too. Now, the Sturgis Mafia has gotten really savvy, and they spread the concerts out. So some of their headliners are in the middle of the week, or they're later on in the week. so that they spread out their the clientele, because how it works typically is that your first 4 days of Sturgis is very busy. Then there's a lull in the middle of the week. Tuesday, people start to jam out on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are your slow days in the middle of Sturgis, and then it fires back up for the ending weekend. Yeah. So that's typically, because Sturgis is over the course of 10 days now.
Right.
I would be curious to know if that's the way it was at Smokey Mountain Bike Week. Was the opening weekend really busy, or was it the second weekend that was really busy?
Yeah, what I gathered and what some of the vendors shared was that Thursday, late Wednesday, Thursday through that Saturday, the second on the back end were busier than the front end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I know people that went down like got there Friday before it started and left Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday or whatever it was.
Sure.
So I do know people that went on the front end, but I feel like, and they weren't pulling any huge musical acts, but the better ones were definitely the last Friday and Saturday night when I was there. I mean, maybe that was just because I was there. I don't know. Maybe.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Go ahead and say no.
Kiss my ass. But yeah. So, but I think it's more of a tail end, because talking to some of the vendors, they said it was pretty busy that opening weekend, slow midweek, but definitely way busier the second weekend.
Okay.
I think also the second weekend they probably got more of a local crowd, because the weekend before was a Tennessee football home game.
Oh, okay.
So you had in the stadium, you had 105,000 people in that stadium.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that played into it as well.
Yeah. Well, there is a contingent of the motorcycle community that when you say to them sports, they look at you like they don't know what sports are. So
yep.
There are those people out there, but then there are the people like you and I who are both motorcycle fans and sports fans. So
well, and also, I mean, Knoxville becomes probably the biggest city in Tennessee on game day. So
sure.
there's people. I mean, when I lived there, man, if you wanted to run errands, on a Saturday and not worry about a crowd, do it when Tennessee played football. But also right before the game and right after the game, traffic was awful in town. So a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people just didn't want to deal with traffic.
It's like going to Ann Arbor.
Sure, same thing.
Ann Arbor, Michigan on a Saturday. You just during football season, you just don't do it, right? That football's that stadium. I think it's the biggest in the country. It seats like 120,000 people. It's fucking ridiculous.
Biggest college stadium, yes.
Yeah, biggest college stadium in the country. I mean, it's just
them in Ohio State,
right?
And Penn State.
Yeah, and I mean, and you've got There's five in the country. Tennessee's huge. The Longhorn Stadium is huge. Mm-hmm. Ann Arbor, Michigan is huge. Ohio State's huge, right? Penn State's huge.
Yep.
And then what? Then you have some secondary ones that are half huge, like where Miami plays, University of Miami. That's about 95 to 100,000 seats in that one, right? Yeah. They're not 120 like Michigan, but Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? You're not getting that at many NFL games anymore.
Yeah, only Cowboys.
Yeah.
Jerry's Dome. The Jerry Dome is massive. Tennessee at one point was the largest stadium in the U.S. They've shrunk down the number of seats over the years, added more luxury boxes, but now they're selling alcohol. So it doesn't matter. Hey, they can take less seats. They're going to make money on that alcohol. So good for them. Good for them.
They're gonna, those college stadiums that are selling alcohol now are probably tripled their revenue.
Easily, yeah. So on the way there, so I bought I won't say who I bought it from because I don't think it was their fault. I think it just happened. And maybe a straw cowboy hat isn't made for this hat holster I bought, but it works kind of like a backpack with just straps. Elastic band goes over the crown of your cowboy hat, and you can wear it on your back while you're on your motorcycle. And so I didn't have any room in the tour pack for it because I had my work stuff in there and laptop. So I'll just use the hat holster. Well, that lasted about 80 miles. Apparently after 80 miles at 85 miles an hour, and it's a straw hat, so it got twisted and it took flight across the Rainbow Bridge. And on I-57 in Mount Vernon, Illinois, I lost my straw cowboy hat. and I'm really sad.
Did you know when you lost it?
Not long, because I had checked it and felt it back there, and within a few minutes later, just out of habit, I did that and it was gone. So I was close, but I don't know exactly when. But I know where I was. So yeah. So thankfully, Boot Barn in Knoxville, Tennessee had the exact same hat, and so as I pulled into town, I bought a new Stetson, and at least got to wear my cowboy hat. But it didn't have all those really fancy feathers on it, though. Yeah, my hat. Yeah, I know. I've already ordered a new hat band for the new hat.
Oh, so, that was a custom hat band too, huh?
Yeah, I'm not ashamed. I'm ashamed to say it. I got that off Etsy. Yeah, that's right. I got the Etsy app. I'm not scared. That's gonna be a great sound bite for advertising this.
I feel like your penis just shrank about an inch by talking about how you.
At this point, that makes it inverted.
Hat band.
So, Jesus, turtle going in its shell.
Oh shit!
My God.
Hey, I mean, I think
it's cold outside, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, props to you for talking about your straw cowboy hat and your Etsy hat band. I mean. You might have a small penis, but you got giant balls for talking about it.
That's why it makes my wiener look small, because my balls are so big.
Because my balls are so big.
They're huge. Huge.
They're huge.
Nice.
Yeah. No,
so
that's
that was Smokey Mountain Bike Week. Man, was fun. Look forward to going back. Hopefully next year I can get down there a little sooner. I was... Folks at Dream Rides were nice enough to invite me on a ride Sunday and couldn't make it. Just didn't have enough time. But hopefully stay a little longer next year and hang out with them a little more. Those are good folks. If you guys are in East Tennessee, stop in there, say hey to Matt and those guys. John Jessup and that crew, they build some amazing motorcycles. And if you need work done or you're on the road and having some challenges on your bike, hit them up. They'll take care of you. They're good folks.
And I've heard this before, and I just want to say this because I think it's the greatest thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. So if anybody knows, John Jessup and his crew used to be located in California.
Still are.
Oh yeah, that's right. He has another shop there, and I believe it's in Northern California, right?
It is. Yeah.
Okay. So when he decided to move out to Tennessee. The location that he purchased, I believe, was a porn shop, right?
Lingerie or porn? I can't remember. I think it was
either
a lingerie. It was a lingerie shop.
But inside this lingerie shop, there was this giant sign, just giant neon sign that said lingerie in pink. That giant pink lingerie sign is still hanging in his shop in there, which I think is the greatest sign to ever have in a motorcycle shop. Just a giant pink neon sign that says lingerie in a motorcycle shop.
It's so great. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's great. I love that story. I love that for them. I think that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
right?
It's hilarious. I mean, I know it's there, and every time I walk in and I see it, it still makes me laugh. It's that, and they changed their sign out front. The lettering, they got the removable letters. There's always something funny on that sign every day. So give them a follow on Instagram. They usually post it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's good.
That's fun. So what have you been up to, man?
Dude, I've been really busy at work. I've been traveling quite a bit. I was in Texas last week. Man, I tell you what, I went down to Texas and everybody in Texas was telling me about how cool it was when I was there. And I was in Houston, right? So
okay.
I was in South Texas, right? So, not only was it not cool, it was hot as balls. The day that I landed, it was like 93. It was like 95 and 97 2 days that I was there, and I was like, Jesus Christ. It was like summertime to me, right? But they were talking about
that's a cold front.
They were talking about how cool it was. Well, what happened was not only did it cool off by about 15 degrees with what they'd been experiencing prior to that, but all of the humidity was gone. So it was just like a warm, dry desert heat. But yeah,
that's interesting.
It's my first time in Texas. Got to spend a little time in Houston and around the surrounding areas. Had the best fajitas that I've ever had my entire life, bar none, without a doubt.
Hold on. That's your first trip to Texas?
I'd never been to Texas. I've been
No
all over
shit.
the United States, never been to Texas. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, yep. Went, had, like I said, had some of the greatest fajitas. And then this one restaurant that we're eating at, it was really kind of cool because, well, kind of cool, funny story. It was located in this area of Houston that didn't look bad, but literally 3 streets away was this section of Houston that they call Hollow Point Alley. So you figure it out.
That's something for Halloween, right? Like
yeah,
Hollow Point Halloween.
Yeah, Hollow Point. Yeah, no, it was Hollow Point. Yeah, so again, I'm gonna let you all read into that whatever you want to, but so much so that I didn't think about it when we first pulled up, but the actual parking lot is patrolled by a security guard on a golf cart for this restaurant that we went into. But like I said, the food, best fajitas I've had, best beef fajita meat in it, bar none, that I've ever had in my entire life. So good. Had an opportunity, went to a place called, was it the Pit? Something like that. It was like called the Pit or something like that. And it was Texas barbecue. You could smell it for 3 blocks, where they just go in and they cut the brisket right off the slab there for you and put it on like basically a metal tray with paper on it. So you went in, you ordered your meal, and you got like 2 or 3 meats, and then a couple sides and a drink. And I mean, of course, when you're down south, you got to get sweet tea with your food. So that's what I got with my meal.
I mean, I think you need to get sweet tea anywhere you're at, honestly.
I mean, I'm not a huge sweet tea drinker, but I do like to partake in the local, whatever the local cuisine is where I'm at. So I did. That's my only rule of traveling when I'm traveling for work, is that I don't do chain restaurants. So you're not going to find me in an Applebee's when I travel on the road. And then one day I had huevos rancheros, and I am, that this is the kind of food that is in my, like, what I like, right? So the guy asked me, would you like the mild sauce or the hot sauce? And knowing full well that my northern palate is not going to digest this hot sauce, I said, I'll get the mild, right?
Sure.
So they brought it out to me. It was still a green chili sauce that was on my huevos rancheros.
Okay.
And I had about 3 bites, and this flavor was otherworldly. It was the sauce on it was so good. And then I slowly felt the skin dripping off my face. It was so fucking hot. I mean, like, and the thing was, it was sneaky hot. Like, even after that, like, you take a bite, and it wasn't. It didn't burn your. It was
on the back end.
Oh yeah, you got all the flavor, all the spices, all the good stuff was right there, and then you swallowed it, and then like all of a sudden, the skin where my cheekbone was just fell right onto my plate. I mean, it was so fucking hot, and I was like, wow, I'm really glad I got the mild, because I think that if I would have gotten the hot, I would literally be on fire right now. I think I would have burst into flames, and they would have had to put me out. So. But when you have that really good, the funny thing was I wasn't negatively affected. Like, I didn't have to immediately run to the bathroom and shoot fire out of my ass either. which I thought
fantastic.
I thought that was the next byproduct of this this
Sure.
meal that was melting my face off.
Cause and effect.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be in the bathroom for the rest of the day. I was not, which I was really happy with, because I had to get on the plane. So. I was like, oh shit, this is a bad idea if I have to get on a plane.
Oh shit is right.
Yeah,
man.
right.
I mean,
but
I'm sure anybody sitting next to you really is thankful for that as well.
No, dude, it was good. My body was like, hey, this is gonna stay. So it was good. But I've been, just like I said, I've been busy with work. I went down there. I got a chance to ride a couple Saturdays ago. We've had really nice weather. Our fall's been super mild. nice days we had 80s last week. We've had 70s this week. It's getting cool at night now, though.
Yeah.
But so it's really hard to we're in this season where it's hard to regulate the temperature of your house kind of situation because it gets warm during the day but really cool at night. So
yeah,
but good. It's like nice crisp weather, that kind of stuff. So
sure.
yeah, I mean, and then I think the biggest thing on my radar is that I set my mind to this, and I've probably said this before, and before it was probably a lie, or I just got too busy, or life
You are
happened,
kind
or
of a
whatever.
liar. You're a liar.
I lie
Liar.
sometimes. Yeah, I lie. No, but I have it in my brain, like my bikes are all paid for, and so I'm like and I'm done for the moment with my Road King, right? It's been modded for now, and I'm really thinking. Well, I'm not really thinking. I'm going to roll out my FXR from where I have it sitting in my garage under a tarp, and I'm going to get that thing running, and I'm going to be riding it next season. Is my intention.
Hell yeah.
So, but I've been in this I've been going on and looking at parts and that kind of stuff. And number one, I realize I'm kind of going about this in a very different way. Like with my Road King, I just decided I wanted to do A, B, C, and D, and I just went online and I found the companies that had the parts that I wanted, and I did
Sure.
that. This process is going to be a little bit different because number one, I need to see what I have to do to get it running, first of all, right? So do I have to rebuild the carburetor? Does it need a new battery? Does it, I know it had a new battery in it, but it probably needs to be charged. Does it, can I ride it the way that is, or do I have to replace the suspension? Like, there is some things that I'm going to have to do. Like, I probably have to bleed the brakes, but does it also need new brake pads? Like, there's just some things that I have to figure out. So I think what I'm going to have to do is literally roll it out in the middle of my garage and make myself a list of the things that I need to do to make it rideable. Like, I think I need to replace the fuel lines because I think they're too old. I need to hope that the gas has not varnished my gas tank, because then it's going to be then I'm in big trouble. From what I understood is that he put jet fuel in it, or like an octane booster, something that was supposed to preserve the gas at least. And I've ridden it, so I don't think it's all jammed up. But I do think that I probably need to replace the oil or the fuel lines. I know it needs a full fuel, all the fluid change needs to be done. And I have ordered that kit, or I have that kit already. So, but I think, like I said, I think I need to pull it out, and then I just need to make a list of all the shit I need to do to it. And then I need to find, it's going to be harder for me because finding parts is going to be a research kind of scenario.
Yeah.
And versus I can't just go on, OG Moto or whatever it is and just order the parts that I want. I'm going to have to spend some time researching and finding what I need, what I need first of all, and then what I want second of all, and then decide. You know what I mean? Do I leave the stock exhaust on there, or do I want to do a 2-into-1 right away? Right? Do I do a traditional 2-into-1 thunderheader because that's kind of what everybody does on FXRs, or do I do a Basanti? I mean, I just don't know. You know what I mean? I'm so. I really don't know. I know the only thing I do know is that I want to do as little as possible to it right now to keep it as original as possible, because it has had virtually nothing done to it. I mean, it is almost 100% stock right now.
Let me ask you this. If you do your 3-hole change and confirm that the gas is still, hasn't gummed anything up in the tank, could those tires last you 50, 75 miles, 100 miles just to ride it a couple of times and see what starts leaking, see what happens?
Well, potentially, but I don't think so. I actually think that the tires are going to need to they're old. They're probably 4 or 5 years old at least minimum, if not older than that. The tread doesn't look bad, but I think the rubber's bad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to have to get the bike running so I can get it to a shop and have the tires replaced, because that has to be done for me to ride it, right?
Sure.
I don't know if the gaskets are bad because it hasn't run. So are they going to blow because they sat too long? I don't know.
It sat in a garage?
It sat in a storage facility, an unheated storage facility.
Okay.
So
it went through some
temperature changes. Yep. Now it wasn't exposed to the elements. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like it didn't have like mice or rats or anything like that in it. Like that's not an issue.
Sure.
But it would have been in a facility that changed temperature. Probably was freezing in the wintertime and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I wrote it when the day I brought it home and bought it. I wrote it around the block because we were afraid of the tires. But they held air and they didn't, you know what I mean? They're not cracked and broken and peeling apart. They're just old. So they're going to have to be replaced.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm just thinking out loud, throwing out ideas, but maybe it's new tires and 3-hole change and ride it a little bit and just see how that suspension feels. Does it start leaking? What does it look like? I mean, there's obviously things you're going to need to be proactive about, but putting 7,500 miles on it and then see what it does and see how it feels.
Yeah,
you can probably get away with that.
I know the front suspension's really spongy.
Sure.
I also know that I probably do need to do some maintenance on the brakes because I don't think they would have had anything done. And then the other thing that I think that I know that I need to do is the bars themselves move. So
they're not supposed to do that?
Not the last time I checked. So I do need to put some of those the good and tight I can't even think of the what you'd call that part that the bar is attached in. There's it's not a grommet, but
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name either, but yes.
You know what I mean? But anyway, those need to be replaced because I think that the rubber grommets in there are bad, so I need to put some new ones in there. So, and what I was thinking is that I think because the geometry of the bike is smaller than a traditional touring frame, that I'm going to need to put taller risers and probably moto style bars on there to make it so I'm more upright to ride it.
For sure.
And so I think that that's probably one of the things that I will have to do to it to make it rideable for me to make it even comfortable to ride. So regardless, that's kind of my plan, is to do that and then probably just ride it around locally. That way, if I do blow a gasket or a head gasket or whatever, I can at least get it home. You know what I mean? And start to put some miles on it and see what it does and then what it needs and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I'd be surprised a head gasket, but I mean, I could see, maybe you start getting a little leak from the primary or something like that. That wouldn't surprise me. And like you said, maybe fuel lines, brake lines. Time will tell on that for sure.
Yeah. So,
but I think motor mount. I think I texted you the other night. Motor mounts, you're probably going to want to replace those. If it's original motor mounts, you want to replace those.
Sure. And that's something, and I wouldn't even know to ask that question or even know why the motor mounts needed to be
Factory
replaced.
Motor mounts just sucked on those things.
Sure.
So you want to replace those. I went with bare knuckle Paul's motor mounts and axle adjusters as well.
Right.
And those were, the motor mount was night and day difference. And apparently those motor mounts weren't even factory. They just put cheap ones in there. So it was night and day difference having a good motor mounts in there.
In terms of how the bike vibrated, you mean?
Oh yeah, dude, it was bad. I mean, it vibrated. I mean, if you can see videos of my bike running where you can see the vibration, but it was 10 times worse than that when I first got it.
Sure.
Yeah, just not enjoyable.
So anyway, that's that's kind of my plan, right? And then the rest of it is going to be just like putting lipstick on a pig, right? I'm going to take parts off and and polish them and make it look presentable. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's a really clean bike in terms of that part of it, but it's got 40 years of probably just being maybe washed a little bit. I did order a new windshield from Clearview, and I probably need to replace all the grommets that go around where the windshield attaches to the fairing.
Sure. Yeah.
Because the windshield can't really be cleaned anymore, so it looks like, it's that old plastic. I ordered a new thing for the headlight because that is also bad.
Yeah.
So those are two things that I actually already have. I've had for a while, and so just some things like that. But I already noticed when I rode it, it makes a lot. There's a lot of stuff that feels like it might be loose.
Okay.
There's some wiring I need to take off because whoever had it before me had a matching trailer, and so it's got like a trailer hitch on it, and I have to take that off.
Okay. Gotcha.
I have to take that off, and there's some wiring that would have attached to the trailer hitch. I want all that shit gone because I'm not obviously going to tow a trailer with it.
Sure.
So there's just some some things like that are gonna have to happen. One of the bags has a crack in it, and so I'm gonna figure out if it's something that I can fix, or if I want to the other thing I thought about is if I clamp it with a clamp and then turn it over on the inside and use some JB Weld. Will that hold that together? I don't know, because there's also some plastic weld. I don't know if you've ever seen that where you the heated, it's like a little wire that's heated and you stick it right on the plastic and it kind of melts into it. And it's like a plastic welder. So I could do that on the inside, and if I kept the outside of the bag cool, then it wouldn't damage the paint and it could possibly push that crack closed.
Sure.
So just some things like that I need to do to get it, just to get it presentable and that kind of stuff, because I don't, I don't want to. My intention is not. I'm not building a frame up show bike, right?
Right.
I want to keep it original until I can't. So
sure.
Or get it up and running and get it, put some lipstick on the pig and sell it. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Sell it, and then what? Then the sky's the limit. You could go buy something to really fix up and do a big resto mod or whatever.
Yeah, a Sportster chopper or, there's only two other things I think. If I sold the FXR to do another bike project, it would be a Sportster chopper if I was going to do a project. If I wasn't going to do a project, I would use the money from the sale of that for a down payment on a Pan America.
Ooh, okay.
That would be my other.
It's like two very different directions from where you're at right now.
Completely different directions.
Which I love. I love that. I love that.
And the Sportster chopper would be, the Pan America is the better decision, because if I lived in an urban area where riding a chopper around a city would be kind of cool, that would make sense. But honestly, every ride that I'm doing is distance riding.
Sure.
So, a ADV touring bike makes a lot more sense than because I have a ton of gravel roads even just around here that even riding out to Bob's house, he's got 3 miles of gravel to get out to his house, and so even to go to his place at Pan America would be fun just to boogie out there to that place, right? So, plus to have one, like if I had a Pan America to go motorcycle camping, it would be, there's so many of those campgrounds that are just easier to navigate with that kind of bike. But,
yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, so that's, like I said, just two completely different directions, but I have to do what I said I was going to do from the very beginning when I got this bike, is I need to get it running, and I have to ride it. And maybe when I ride it, I will decide that that the old technology is not something I want anything to do with. Or I'll ride it and realize that having a bike to tinker with is what I want. I don't know yet.
You don't know what you don't know, right? To experience it.
Yeah. I mean, I might ride it and be like, I'm too old. It hurts for me to ride this bike because it vibrates too much and it's too fucking hot. And I mean, I don't know, because I haven't ridden it. So I have to give it, I have to give it that that opportunity to do the things I said I was going to do to it. So
Yeah, it's definitely coming from now. I'd had a carbureted bike before my FXR, but I mean I could hop on that thing and just go, get it started, let it warm up, and go. And FXR is taking a little more work. Just it's an older bike, obviously, but I've loved it. But I can see where that won't be for everybody, whether it's letting it warm up or getting used to a carbureted bike, or it's just a 25-year-old bike and it's going to have its, its idiosyncrasies and its faults and its character, and it's a lot different than hopping on your Road King or Street Glide that's newer and just hit the button and go.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things for me is that when I'm planning a motorcycle trip, like I really rely on my bike to be dependable, and I don't want to plan a trip on the FXR if I know I have a place that I have to go and people that I need to see. So that's the other thing, is that Bob has an old bike too. And he actually bought a basket case bike. That he started riding on when he realized very quickly that he couldn't do it. But he intends on putting that back on the lift and getting it fully running and operational again. And then, because we were talking about maybe taking a trip on old bikes.
Yeah.
But it would have to be a trip that if our bikes broke down, that was okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that, like maybe we just go to Western North Dakota to Medora and go to the Black Hills of North Dakota and not go too far. I mean, that's 400 miles one way, right?
Sure.
Or maybe we go to a bike night at the dealership in Fargo, which is 90 miles away. I mean, maybe it's just something like that.
Start
right?
there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that, but our intention is for both of us to get our old bikes up and running and do something with them. It's kind of where we're at. So
I love it. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yep. But yeah, that's my big plan, and I got a little bit obsessed with it. So that's kind of all I've been thinking about. So I'm kind of, in that frame of mind now, where whenever my riding season is over, I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna put my Road King away, and I'm gonna pull the FXR out, and I'm gonna start doing stuff. And so I also intend on filming it. So it's going to be a lot different than anything I've ever done. It's going to be like a really grassroots kind of filming project. It's not going to be how-tos. It's not going to be install videos or anything like that. It's really just going to be process.
Are you going to wear a flashlight on your head? One of those. Are you going to do one of those?
I was thinking more like one of those Peaky Blinders hats.
With a flashlight on it, right?
Maybe. No. Just because for me, like, and I'm going to say it in all my videos, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, this is all new territory for me. So I'm not trying to get on there and show somebody how to rebuild a carburetor. You know what I mean? If I show the process, It's going to be me like fumbling through it and fucking up and whatever, because I don't know what I'm doing. So
I love that you're willing to be vulnerable on video and throw it out there for the world to see. That's great. Good
well,
for
I mean, if somebody wants to get on there and give me shit about it, just come into my house and fight me over it. You know what I mean? Like, I just
or
don't
come there and show you how to do it.
Yeah. Exactly. If you've got your keyboard advice, then come over to my house and do it for me, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or show me how to do it, right? So yeah,
show me how to do it, and I'll give you a 6-pack of beer. Let's go.
Yeah. So really, I want to document my process of having this bike and what I've gone through to get it running and have a record of it. That's probably the biggest thing for me, is to put that out there. And if people find it interesting, great. And if you don't, great, that's great too.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Yeah, no one's making you. Well, yeah, I think I suggested, FXR Division, Bare Knuckle Paul, talking to Chris. If anyone, Beers listeners, you got any suggestions on where to look? I mean, obviously JP Cycles is going to have some stuff too, but any hidden gems out there for FXR parts, drop it in the comments, shoot us a DM, let us know.
Yeah, I know
Always-
one of the other places I thought of too just would have old Evo parts for an 80-inch Evo because those aren't FXR specific, right? So was lowbrow customs.
Yeah.
So that's where I'd probably be able to get fuel lines and things like that. So
You could also ask Ashley Nagel. She just built because she built the Evo chopper.
Yeah, sure. So, and it is 1985. So that's the other thing too. I've noticed in a lot of these places is that some things will go back to like 87, 89. You know what I mean? You start to get back in those like earlier 80s stuffs, and it's a little.
Is that first year or second year of Evo?
I think 84 was the first year of the Evo FXR.
Okay.
I think. But don't quote me on that. I'm not really sure.
That's right. It was 82, 83 were shovels, and then 84 they went to
the
Evo.
Yep. Yep. That was that was what I thought anyway. So, I mean, the motor itself is fairly bulletproof. And having ridden it, I actually just watched the video, and I kind of just like I turned the volume up really loud and just listened to it. The motor actually sounds really good. Like it doesn't have piston slap. It doesn't have. You know what I mean? It sounds fairly sound. So I think I'm pretty okay with that. I just think that it probably needs to be the carburetor needs to be tuned and cleaned out and rebuilt probably
New
a
points,
little bit.
all
yeah,
that.
And then like I said, fuel lines because I think they're probably pretty old. And then probably drain the fuel tank, get rid of that old fuel, and put newer fuel in it. And then newer new fluids like your oils and all that kind of stuff that's not been changed in a long time. So
yeah, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Get that thing running. We'll meet somewhere. The good news is FXR doesn't have any check engine lights, so I'll be able to meet you somewhere on it.
Yeah, I mean, we might need to plan a situation where I might need 2 days to get there. So. Because
you and me both.
It's not gonna get me anywhere fast. I don't think. But
well, I'll be ready. I said I was going to do that this year, and it's not going to happen. But I'm ready to do a weekend trip on it. I ordered Boosted Brad's quick release system for my FXR. So that's going to just turn into a winter project, unfortunately. And I also bought a Pelican case I'm going to use as a tour pack for trips.
There's a couple companies that are making the Repop FXR style bag too, or tour pack.
Yeah. I've got it on my phone, but yeah, there is. Since I've got RP bags, I thought the Pelican case would would match that aesthetic.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that.
I forgot that you had those. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm going to get another set of side plates, and I've got a FXR sissy bar with the cool. Back then you could replace the inserts. They had different ones: Harley logos, Eagles. I've got a couple different ones, but it's chrome, so I'm gonna have it powder coated black, so I can just put a sissy bar on there if I want to as well. But yeah, I'm excited about getting some of that done and maybe running brake lines and clutch cable and all that through running internally through the handlebars and hiding all those, make it cleaner.
Sure. Well, and mine's got a lot of chrome on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have the bag protectors, right, that are chrome, and I've got the rack on the back that's chrome, and so I have a lot of chrome on mine, and I do have some parts that I know I can take off that need to be repowder coated too. So
there you go.
So there's some work to be done.
You're gonna be polishing a lot of shit,
dude. You're not kidding. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of that for sure. But once I replace the things that need to be replaced to get it running, I should be good to go.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I think, like I said, I guess my biggest intention is to get the whole kind of motor situation squared away so that I can ride it to my local shop and get tires put on it.
Okay.
Because that's just not, I don't have any way to put tires on it. And so that's one thing I know I'm going to have to do. Probably one of my bigger ticket items.
Sure.
And I'm trying to decide if I just want to go on the cheap and just get some Shinkos to start with. just to have new tires on it to ride with, or if I want to get nicer, Michelins
I got
or something
I
like
got
that.
Shinkos on my FXR, and they're great. I really like them.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
For what it's worth.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to episode 16? 17? 17, yeah.
17.
We record a few ahead of time, so I always forget the number. So it's number 17. Thank you guys for the support. Thanks to Chris. I think we got another Chris in the Patreon that just joined. So thank you for your donation and showing us a little love and support. We greatly appreciate that. Don't forget, you can find us Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So if you sit at home, especially as it's starting to get darker sooner and colder outside, if you'd rather watch this or not, but if you do, we're on YouTube. Would love to see some more subscribers and more views on there. That would really help us out. And don't forget, our motostatepodcast.com has a link to our merch store. So we're in hoodie season, so get your hoodie and toboggan, beanie cap, whatever you call it, ordered before it gets real cold. And I
got mine coming. I got mine on the way.
I saw you order that. I'm getting ready to order one as soon as we get done with this. So.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in another week. We'll see you next Monday.
Yeah. Peace.
We out.